Captain Vex Korath stood on the command deck of his massive dreadnought, the Crimson Annihilator. His crimson scales gleamed under the bridge lights as he studied the blue-green planet before them. Earth looked peaceful, almost defenseless. After conquering 47 worlds for the Vorthak Empire, this should be simple. Status report, Korath commanded, his voice echoing through the bridge. His tactical officer, a six-armed insectoid creature, clicked rapidly on holographic displays. Primitive world, Captain. Basic space technology detected. No significant military presence in orbit. Population approximately 8 billion. They appear divided into separate nations with no unified defense. Korath smiled, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. Perfect. Begin standard conquest protocol. Demand immediate surrender. When they refuse, and they always refuse, we'll demonstrate our power by destroying one of their major cities. The communication array activated, broadcasting across all Earth frequencies. Inhabitants of the third planet, I am Captain Vex Korath of the Crimson Fleet. Your world now belongs to the Vorthak Empire. You have one rotation of your planet to surrender unconditionally, or face complete annihilation. Instead of panic or desperate pleas for mercy, something unexpected happened. A clear, confident voice responded immediately. Well, hello there, Captain Korath. This is General Rebecca Torres, Earth Defense Command. We've been expecting you. Korath frowned. No species had ever claimed to expect them. Impossible. Our scout ships detected no advanced warning systems. General Torres laughed. Actually, laughed. Your scout ships? You mean those clunky metal boxes that have been lurking around our outer planets for the past 30 years? We've been tracking every single one. On the main view screen, a human female appeared. She wore a crisp military uniform with multiple insignia. Behind her, Korath could see a massive command center buzzing with activity. Most disturbing of all, none of the humans looked afraid. You knew we were coming? Korath demanded. Of course we did, and we've spent every day since then preparing for this moment. Boys, I think it's time to welcome our guests properly. Suddenly, space around Earth erupted with activity. Thousands of sleek ships materialized from what appeared to be empty space, surrounding the Vorthak fleet in perfect formation. These weren't the primitive vessels Korath's intelligence had reported. They were advanced warships with weapon signatures that made his sensors scream warnings. Impossible, Korath snarled. Where did these ships come from? A new voice crackled over the communications, young, cocky, and utterly fearless. This is Lieutenant Zane Mitchell, Earth Defense Force. Thanks for the invitation to dance, ugly. We've been getting bored lately. Korath watched in growing alarm as the human ships began performing maneuvers that should have been impossible. They moved with precision and speed that rivaled his own elite pilots, coordinating attacks with perfect timing while their pilots chatted casually over open channels. General Torres, Korath tried again. You don't understand what you're facing. The Vorthak Empire has conquered countless worlds. Your resistance is futile. Torres grinned. Captain, you made one critical error in your intelligence gathering. You assumed we were just another primitive species waiting to be conquered. What you failed to realize is that humans have one very special trait, which is, we don't just fight to survive, we fight because we love the challenge. And you, Captain Korath, just gave us the greatest challenge we've ever faced. As if to prove her point, Lieutenant Mitchell's fighter squadron executed a complex attack pattern that disabled 3 Vorthak cruisers in under 60 seconds. The human pilot's laughter echoed across all frequencies. Welcome to Earth, aliens. Class is now in session. Commander Jackson Blake led his elite squadron through the chaos of battle, his fighters weaving between the massive alien dreadnoughts like deadly dancers. The Vorthak ships were impressive, but they moved like lumbering giants compared to Earth's sleek vessels. Phoenix Squadron, execute pattern Delta 7, Blake commanded, his voice calm despite piloting at impossible speeds. His ships split formation, each taking a different approach vector toward the enemy flagship. On the bridge of the Crimson Annihilator, Nexus Prime frantically worked his multiple arms across tactical displays. Captain, these humans are using strategies we've never encountered. Their ships appear individually weak, but they coordinate like a single organism. Captain Korath watched in growing horror as human fighters swarmed his fleet. How are they moving so fast? Our sensors can barely track them. Sir, Nexus reported, his voice trembling. I'm detecting massive energy signatures from the dark side of their moon. Something big is powering up. From the shadows of Luna emerged Captain Diana Cross aboard the stealth destroyer Silent Thunder. Her ship had been hidden there for weeks, waiting for this exact moment. As the massive vessel decloaked, its weapon arrays came online with a menacing hum. Sorry to crash the party uninvited? Diana's voice purred over the comm channels. But someone forgot to send Earth an invitation to surrender. Her ship's opening salvo tore through the Vorthak formation, disabling their command cruiser's engines with surgical precision. The aliens' supposedly impenetrable shields crumbled like paper under humanity's advanced weaponry. Blake's squadron pressed their advantage, each pilot pushing their craft beyond normal safety limits. Remember, people? He called out. These aren't just enemy ships. They're our chance to show the galaxy what humans can do when we're properly motivated. The human pilots fought with a combination of technical skill and creative improvisation that left the aliens completely unprepared. They used debris as cover, coordinated suicide runs that somehow resulted in 0 casualties, and communicated in rapid-fire banter that confused enemy code breakers. This is impossible, Korath roared. No primitive species has ever adapted this quickly to space combat. General Torres appeared on his screen again, still smiling. Captain, you keep using that word primitive. I don't think it means what you think it means. Humans have been dreaming of space warfare for centuries. We just never had worthy opponents to practice on. Nexus Prime's readings showed devastating losses across the Vorthak fleet. Sir, we're losing ships faster than our reinforcements can arrive. These humans fight like they've been preparing for this specific battle their entire lives. Because we have. Blake interrupted, having somehow hacked their secure communications. Welcome to Earth, where we turn warfare into an art form. The battle above Earth had raged for 6 hours, and the tide was turning decisively against the Vorthak Empire. Admiral Helena Storm stood in the primary command center buried deep beneath the Colorado Mountains, watching tactical displays that showed the complete picture of humanity's response to the alien invasion. What Captain Korath had assumed would be a simple conquest had become the greatest military disaster in Vorthak history. Admiral, reported her communications officer, we're receiving desperate transmissions from the alien fleet. They're requesting reinforcements from their homeworlds. Storm smiled grimly. Let them call for help. The more ships they send, the better we can demonstrate what happens when you threaten Earth. High above the planet's surface, Overlord Kyros materialized on the bridge of his flagship, the Eternal Dominion. The massive alien stood nearly 3 meters tall, his obsidian armor gleaming with the symbols of 1,000 conquered worlds. He had come personally to oversee what should have been a routine planetary acquisition, only to find his advance fleet in complete disarray. Captain Korath, Kyros rumbled, his voice carrying the authority of absolute power. Explain to me how a primitive species has managed to destroy half our battle group. Korath, his crimson scales now pale with fear, gestured helplessly at the tactical displays. Overlord, these humans are not what our intelligence reports indicated. They possess technology that rivals our own, and their tactics are completely unpredictable. They fight as if they enjoy the conflict itself. Through the main view screen, they could see Lieutenant Commander Tyler Nash leading a squadron of human fighters in what could only be described as an aerial ballet of destruction. His pilots moved with impossible precision, weaving between the massive alien ships while systematically dismantling their weapon systems. The humans weren't trying to destroy the Vorthak vessels outright. They were taking them apart piece by piece, as if they were conducting some kind of elaborate demonstration. This is Nash to all units. Tyler's voice crackled over the open comm channels. Remember, we want these ships intact for study. Our scientists are going to have a field day reverse engineering their technology. Overlord Kyros felt something he hadn't experienced in centuries of conquest. Genuine concern. They're treating our fleet like a research opportunity, he said, slowly. They're not fighting for survival, they're harvesting our technology. On Earth's surface, Dr. Victoria Chen worked frantically in her laboratory, analyzing data streaming in from the battle above. As humanity's leading expert in xenotechnology, she had been preparing for this moment her entire career. The energy, signatures from the alien ships were providing invaluable insights into faster-than-light travel, advanced shielding systems, and weapon technologies that could revolutionize human civilization. Admiral Storm, Chen reported over the secure channel. The aliens are using quantum entanglement for their faster-than-light communications. If we can capture one of their command ships intact, we'll have instantaneous communication across the galaxy within a year. Storm nodded approvingly. You heard the doctor, people. I want that flagship in one piece. Commander Jackson Blake, still leading the aerial assault, immediately adjusted his squadron's targeting priorities. Phoenix Squadron, switch to precision, strikes only. We're going shopping for alien technology today. The human fighters began executing maneuvers that defied every principle of space combat the Vorthak had ever encountered. They used gravitational fields as slingshots, bounced energy beams off reflective surfaces to hit targets from impossible angles, and coordinated their attacks with split-second timing that suggested they were sharing thoughts directly. Captain Diana Cross brought her stealth destroyer alongside the Vorthak flagship, her ship's advanced camouflage systems making it invisible to their sensors. Silent thunder to command, she reported quietly. I'm in position to board the enemy flagship, requesting permission to commence capture operations. Permission granted, Storm replied. Show them what human ingenuity looks like up close. Diana's Special Forces team consisted of only 12 soldiers, but each one represented the pinnacle of human military training and technological enhancement. They cut through the alien ship's hull using quantum plasma torches, infiltrated the vessel's systems using adaptive AI programs, and moved through the corridors with the fluid grace of predators who had studied their prey for decades. Lieutenant, Commander Nash watched from his fighter as the boarding operation unfolded. You know what I love about this? He commented over the squadron channel. We're not just beating them, we're teaching them that humans are the apex predators of the galaxy. Inside the Vorthak flagship, Diana's team systematically disabled security systems while avoiding direct confrontation with the alien crew. Their mission wasn't to kill, it was to capture technology and demonstrate human capabilities. They moved like ghosts through the ship, leaving behind small devices that would give Earth complete access to Vorthak databases and communication networks. Overlord Kairos realized with growing horror that the humans weren't just winning the battle. They were conducting a masterclass in advanced warfare. Every move they made served multiple purposes: gathering intelligence, testing new tactics, and demonstrating technological superiority that should have been impossible for a species that had barely begun exploring space. Sir, reported his tactical officer, the humans have accessed our primary database. They're downloading our star charts, fleet movements, and strategic plans for the entire sector. How is that possible? Kairos demanded. Our encryption systems are quantum-locked and theoretically unbreakable. Admiral Storm's image appeared on their main screen, her expression calm and confident. Overlord Kairos, I presume. Welcome to Earth's neighborhood. I think it's time we had a proper conversation. The massive alien leader studied the human commander with new respect. Admiral Storm, your species has proven more resourceful than our intelligence indicated. Perhaps we can reach an accommodation. Storm shook her head. I'm afraid you've misunderstood the situation, Overlord. This isn't a negotiation, it's a demonstration. You came here to conquer Earth, but instead you've given us the greatest gift possible: the location of your homeworlds and the technical specifications of your entire fleet. Through the tactical displays, Kairos could see the full scope of humanity's response. Hidden shipyards throughout the solar system were already beginning production of vessels based on captured Vorthak technology. Human scientists were integrating alien systems with their own innovations, creating hybrid technologies that surpassed anything either species had developed independently. You see, Storm continued, humans have a particular talent for taking the best ideas from others and improving upon them. Your ships gave us faster-than-light travel. Your weapons showed us new applications for plasma physics. Your computers Taught us quantum processing techniques we hadn't considered. In 6 hours, you've advanced human technology by centuries. Commander Blake's voice cut through the communications. Admiral, we have complete control of the alien fleet. Awaiting orders. Storm smiled. Escort our guests to the designated quarantine zone. They'll be comfortable there while we decide what to do with them. Oh, and Blake, send a message to the Galactic Empire. Tell them that Earth is now under human protection, and any future visitors should come with peaceful intentions. As the surviving Vorthak ships were herded toward containment, Tyler Nash flew alongside the alien flagship. "Hey, Overlord," he called out cheerfully. "Thanks for the workout. We haven't had this much fun since we finished conquering our own solar system." Kairos stared at the human pilot in disbelief. "You conquered your own solar system?" "Well, sure," Tyler replied casually. "How else do you think we got so good at space warfare? We've been practicing on each other for decades. You guys were just our final exam." In the depths of her command center, Admiral Storm watched as humanity took its first steps toward becoming a galactic power. The Vorthak invasion had been intended to subjugate Earth, but instead, it had awakened something that the galaxy had never seen before. A species that didn't just survive conflict, they thrived on it, learned from it, and emerged stronger than ever. "Ma'am," her aide reported, "we're receiving communications from 17 different alien civilizations. They're all requesting formal diplomatic contact with Earth." Storm nodded. "Schedule the meetings. I think it's time the galaxy learned that humanity is open for business, but on our terms." The battle for Earth was over, but humanity's expansion into the stars had just begun. The Vorthak Empire had come to conquer a primitive world, and instead had awakened the most dangerous predator the galaxy had ever known, a species that turned warfare into science, conflict into opportunity, and enemies into teachers. As the alien ships disappeared into quarantine, and Earth's new hybrid fleet began patrolling the solar system, one thing became clear to every civilization within 100 light years. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same.